Kamal Nath brazens it out over his sexist jibe controversy, says he had explained his stand to Rahul Gandhi and that he did not want to insult anyone, refusing to apologise. Kamal Nath says he regrets it if someone felt bad. Let's listen in.
मैंने तो साफ कर दिया मैं किस संदर्भ में कहा था, इसमें और कहने की आवश्यकता नहीं है।
सर, क्या कमलनाथ जी आप माफी मांगेंगे इमरती देवी से?
हम मैं क्यों माफी मांगूंगा? मैंने तो कह दिया कि मेरा लक्ष्य नहीं था किसी का अपमानित करना। अगर कोई अपमानित इससे एहसास करता है तो मुझे खेद है, ये तो कल मैंने कह दिया।
लेकिन राहुल गांधी बोल रहे हैं, कमलनाथ शिवराज जी कह रहे हैं कि माफी मांगिए, माफी मांगनी चाहिए।
ये शिवराज सिंह जी जनता के बीच में जाएं और माफी मांगे। मैंने तो खेद व्यक्त कर दिया है।
लेकिन सर राहुल गांधी नाराज हो रहे हैं इसके बाद सर,
आपको क्यों चिंता है?
Well, so that's the only form of regret that you get from former Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, Kamal Nath. There is no apology. In fact, the former Chief Minister is at pains to explain why he used that term. He justifies it even by saying that it is not a derogatory term and he has not insulted anyone. So that's the way Kamal Nath is trying to wriggle out of this controversy. I have joining me this afternoon Ravi Srivastav, political analyst, and also Neha Joshi, spokesperson for the BJP. Thank you so much for joining us here this afternoon, and I welcome you to join this conversation. But before I come across to the two of you, let's just put out for our viewers what we are talking about here. There are at least two extremely distasteful, sexist comments coming from two leaders. On one hand, you heard former CM Kamal Nath calling Imarti Devi, who was a former cabinet minister, an item. Like, this is what he said when he was addressing a rally in Dabra. He was in fact rallying for the Congress candidate Suresh Raje when he said that he is of a simple nature, and Imarti Devi, and at that point he says, you all know what an item she is. So that is the context that Kamal Nath used this word. And following that, you had another instance of a BJP minister then using the term mistress for another Congress candidate's wife. Now, this is again extremely distasteful. The wife of the Congress candidate has got nothing to do with politics. Why was she dragged in to this entire controversy? So let me first, in fact, talk about this reaction that has come in from both sides. You heard Kamal Nath. So now the latest is that Rahul Gandhi has reacted to this simply by saying that he does not like the language used by Kamal Nath and no one should disrespect women. I want to ask Mr. Ravi Srivastav, is that all? I mean, here is a former chief minister who has used this term, who has not bothered to apologize. And then Rahul Gandhi, all he has to say in his defense is that he does not like this statement. We were expecting something far more stronger disapproval, isn't it? Because again, Rahul Gandhi himself is guilty of accusing the Prime Minister of hiding behind a woman. So does the Congress believe in this kind of a culture of speaking about women with this kind of a disparaging tone?
Afrida, I'll not agree with you for that part. As far as Kamal Nath is concerned, he has already expressed that he regrets whatever he has said, and I agree that the word itself, I'm quite confident in entire UP, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, the word item is very casually used, and it is just not derogatory at all. If you know, here in Bombay, in Bollywood, the item number, the item song, I think these are very, very common words. So it is not that his intention was to disrespect the woman. But at the same time, I would just like to remind my friend here from the BJP party that Honorable Prime Minister has been using the far more derogatory and far more disrespectful words like your 50 crore girlfriend, or talking about the bar dancer and Jersey cow and all those kind of things. He went to the extent of calling one another fellow MP as Tadka inside the parliament itself. So I think that the Congress does not need to learn lessons from their counterpart in the BJP. But as far as the contest is concerned, Kamal Nath has clarified himself, explained to his leadership also. And this word, if it is taken as a disrespect for a woman, he has certainly expressed his regret.
No, I
But
find
then,
it unbelievable, Mr. Ravi Srivastav, that you should say referring to a woman as an item is nothing offensive. I am actually appalled that you're saying so, because this is clearly a term that is objectifying a woman. Let's be clear about it. I mean, would you like any of your close female associates to be ever referred to as an item? I refuse to accept that this is not a derogatory term. Let's not try to hide behind the technicalities of how this word is used in Parliament to list out items or anywhere else, as Mr. Kamal Nath has done. But we will also talk about the issues that should have been focused on as the opposition party in Madhya Pradesh. We will talk about the crime rate. We'll talk about those issues. But I want to go across first to Neha Joshi also. Neha Joshi, just when the BJP, was trying to take this moral high ground, it seems like one of your own, Mr. Bisahulal Singh, has pulled the rug. Again, making an equally distasteful statement, if not more, because in this case, the woman in question has got nothing to do with politics. She's the wife of a Congress leader. She's been called a mistress by the BJP leader Bisahulal Singh, referring to a Congress candidate. How is this acceptable? Because again, like I said, this is infuriating. It infringes upon the integrity of a woman. Let's not forget that.
Thank you so much for having me. And first of all, no BJP spokesperson, including me, will ever try to normalize any behavior or language towards women which is unsavory, unparliamentary, and derogatory plain in this case. So I'm not here to defend a particular leader. I'm here to in fact condemn that whether a woman is in politics or not, nobody has the right to call her names, use terms like item or mistress or any other term that maybe is being used in these current elections. However, what baffles me is this whole attempt that I've seen in the past 2 days to try and normalize the usage of the word item. I mean, right here we had, a Congress spokesperson allegedly masquerading as a political analyst sitting here and saying that item is very commonly used in UP, Bihar, Maharashtra. No, sir, it's not. And if somebody calls me an item while I'm walking down the road, I will pick up my chappal and make sure that he goes home limping. So, the very fact that Congress party and its supporters are trying to normalize this term, I would like to remind Mr. Srivastav that it is my party when a certain leader of our party had used some unsavory, unparliamentary language towards Behan Mayawati, Arun Jaitley ji stood on the floor of the house and apologized. And strong action was taken against him. So, we don't need lessons from you or the Congress party in how to treat sexism and how to show people who indulge in sexist behavior their place. However, the whole Congress party's rank and file has come out in trying to defend Kamal Nath. We saw the feeble, it wasn't even an apology. He said, why should I apologize? What should I apologize for? And here's Rahul Gandhi trying to gain
I want you to simply talk about what your leader has said. I will get to Kamal Nath. I wanted you to tell me why Mr. Bisahulal Singh should get away with this. And now your party is saying it may be a fabricated video, it may be doctored, etc. Now that's a very easy way of escape. Of course, we always say that this has to be, this is a video that has been in circulation in social media, but we can see Mr. Bisahulal Singh saying these words, in exactly those words. Now, my problem is whatever is your animosity, Mr. Kamal Nath, in fact, may have had an axe to grind with Imarti Devi. She switched sides. She's a Scindia loyalist. By all means, you do bring out the weaknesses of your political rivals, but there must be some restraint exercised in the use of language. Because, Mr. Srivastav, what happens is, this sets up precedents, and it sets an extremely wrong precedents, wrong standards for the rest of the lot to follow. When you have a leader of the stature of Kamal Nath speaking this language, what kind of example does that set?
I fully agree with you, Afrida. I am not defending at all. But what I am saying is that this kind of language, using a language in a political discourse, is a very, very common thing. It starts with our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, what all he said in his election rallies. what all Mr. Sudhakar Rao Shinde said in the parliament, what Mr. Azam Khan said in the floor of the parliament. No party is, escaping. All parties are equally involved in this kind of, the whataboutery, I would say, and kind of using a filthy language for a sexist language for the women. It is very common amongst all. But I think there should be a standard set for this once and for all. Somewhere, I think a legal judiciary or somebody should set some standards that this kind of filthy language, which is not able to, measure the fathom even, and all going down day by day, must be stopped, and all should use a civilized language as far as the people who are sitting on the constitutional posts. What I am saying is that the BJP leader calling somebody, other Congress leader's wife, a keep, is a far more derogatory and far more insulting a woman than what even Kamal Nath has said.
Right. Again, you know what the sad part is that this is coming ahead of a by-election. There are 28 seats going to by-polls on the 3rd of November. One would have expected leaders to raise issues that are of public importance. Let me just remind our viewers that the crime against women in Madhya Pradesh is extremely high. It is upwards of 27,560 instances of crime in a year. Now, farmers' issue. Neha Joshi, if you want to come in on this, you know how bad it is. Your party is ruling the state. Now, the farmers' issue is so acute in the state of Madhya Pradesh. 2 farmers, just quoting a recent instance of 17th October, died by suicide at separate places in Sagar district. Families said crop damage and pressure of repaying debt pushed them to suicide. This is a common saga in Madhya Pradesh. This is just the latest instance that I quoted. Why is it that the political discourse has fallen to this level when you are talking about a state that has far greater pressing issues to talk about?
You know, like I said, I'm not here to defend a particular leader who made a statement that I do not agree with, neither does my party. And I assure you that action will be taken against him. What I'm saying, and you know, the issues that you're talking about, Shivraj Chauhanji's government is working day and night. We saw complete misrule in the Congress for 2 years. The state suffered. There was internal conflict within the Congress party, because of which governance suffered, and all of that is being sort of undone by Shivraj Chauhanji's government right now. But you know, we're talking about political discourse here, and the sole credit of bringing this discourse down goes to Congress party, which in the past few days has tried to just keep justifying what Mr. Kamal Nath said instead of coming clean. We are saying that we will not tolerate sexism, whether it's from one of our leaders. We're not going to support any leader who makes a sexist statement or indulges in any kind of sexist behavior. Can we say the same about the Congress party? You know, when a rape happens in Hathras, I'm sorry I'm going to bring this in.
No, but Neha Joshi, when it comes to perpetuate misogyny, no party can be absolved of having this mindset. And I can quote you a number of instances if you compel me to do so. Unfortunately, I don't have that kind of time. And the same for Congress. I mean, it's all very well to take this moral high ground. Only very recently we heard that pathetic tweet from Mr. Jitu Patwari saying, Putra ke chakkar mein 5 putriya, referring to GST and demonetization. You didn't get a better analogy than that. So this is a mindset issue. It's not a party-specific thing. And that is something we should all agree that somewhere we need to rein in. Unfortunately, as of today, there isn't any strong law as per the Election Commission that can be used to rein in on these elements. And that's something that we need. There is no law against crude sexist remarks. And of course, leaders cannot take this liberty to speak in this manner in their public capacity. In their private capacity, they might be harboring all kinds of misogynistic mindsets. You know, they're free to do so. But when they speak from a public platform, unfortunately, they must be questioned for this behavior. I would like to thank Neha Joshi and Ravi Srivastava for joining us in this discussion this afternoon. Appreciate your giving us the time.